Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm doing a full playthrough of Witchcraft. Witchcraft is a solo-only card game in which we play leaders of a coven of witches. We live in an isolated village that is under threat from mythical evil forces. Unfortunately, the villagers believe that we are the cause of the evil, and they've set up witch trials. So it's up to us to carefully use our magic in order to protect the village and convince the villagers that our coven is actually a force for good. Now I went ahead and I got everything set up. Witchcraft is a follow-up to an older game called Resist. I did a full playthrough of that game, so you can go check that out. If you're familiar with it, then a lot of this is going to look very similar. Before starting, I took the shuffled deck of 24 witches, dealt out 2, and then picked 1 to add to my coven and 1 to add to the recruitment deck. And I went through the entire deck doing that 2 cards at a time, picking 1 for our coven, 1 for the recruit deck, until we had 12 witches in our coven. I then added 3 of the 6 curses to the deck, shuffled it, and drew out our starting hand of 5 cards. I picked 3 random jurors. They each get 2 random conviction cards, and you select out missions based on those jurors. You shuffle the Act 1s, the Act 2s, and the Act 3s to form the mission deck. And the jurors also have specific challenge cards that you add to the regular challenge deck, shuffle it up, and I've dealt out challenges based on the number shown on the mission. Lastly, I've shuffled up the villager deck, and there we go. We are ready to begin the game. Now, don't worry if you don't know how to play, because I'm going to teach the rules as I go, just like I always do. So let's dive right in. Eventually, we're going to need to pick one of these 3 missions to try to overcome. So we're either going to need to put out the fire at the woodcutter's shed, save the village grain supply, or cure the villagers at the plague house. On the top left of all the mission cards, it shows how much power we're going to need in order to solve that mission. Unfortunately, there's also these challenges that are face down that we don't know what they are. Those are also going to require some amount of power in order to defeat them. Now, our witches have power depending on whether we play them as hidden or play them as revealed. Typically in their revealed state, they have either more power or they have a powerful special ability. The only downside is once they're revealed, they're going to go into jail, which means they won't be available in our coven deck to play them in future rounds. If we play them as hidden, then they go into a discard pile and they'll get shuffled back in. So we'll have those cards for future missions. The trick is we can play witches either before or immediately after picking our mission. So we can play a few witches here before we even selected which mission we want. Now, looking at our starting hand, we got a little unlucky here because we managed to get 2 of the 3 curses in our hand. Now, curses don't do anything. They just sort of clog up our coven deck. So we don't have a lot of power here. Looks like the most we could possibly muster is 8 power, and that's if we reveal Charlotte Kent. So I think what I want to do is I want to play Josephine, and I'm going to play her to this side of the card, which means we're playing her on her hidden side. She's going to offer 2 power, and she has a hidden special ability which says, uncover a challenge on any one mission. So let's just go ahead and flip over this one and see what we're dealing with. So we got a whippoorwill. So that card means that we can't spend power to take care of other challenges on this mission while those whippoorwills are in play. We would have to take them out first. That's tough because we'd have to spend 2 power to take them out. I think I'll go ahead and play Sabrina Lily on her hidden side as well. She doesn't have a special ability, but she is giving us 2 more power. So that's 4 power. That would be enough to take out either this mission here, the putting out the fire at the woodcutter shed, or this one over here, curing the villagers in the plague house. Now, I think before I play Charlotte Kent, I want to pick a mission. Once we pick a mission, we'll get to flip over all the challenge cards and we can see what we're dealing with, and then I can decide whether I need to reveal her to take that 4 extra power, or if we can get away with just playing her hidden. This worries me a little bit, but if these aren't too bad, then we don't even need to deal with the whippoorwills. Okay, I think we will stick over here. So we're going to choose this mission to tackle. So we're going to flip over the rest of the challenges. Okay, we have a wild boar. That would force us to exile one of our hidden witches, which means take them out of the game permanently, not even put them in the jail deck. Because when they're in jail, there are some cards that will let us get them out of jail. Exile, they're gone for good. Then the evil witch will have us gain a curse. There's 3 more curses that could get added to our deck. One of the losing conditions is if you have to add a curse into your deck and they're all gone. So you can't let the curses build up too much. Also, you can lose if you draw your hand of 5 cards and they're all curses. I think we do need to play Charlotte Kent on her revealed side so we can get those 4 power. After you pick your mission, you must play all of your witches. You cannot save any for next round or anything like that. You must play them all at that point. So we can either play as many as we want before we choose a mission, and then we must play all the rest after we've chosen a mission. Okay, and now we get to resolve the mission based on the power that we've generated. We have 8. So we'll spend 2 to take care of the whippoorwills. And I think we'll spend 1 to take care of the wild boar. We have 5 left, and that means that we're not going to be able to take care of the evil witch. We're going to spend 4 to complete the mission. You can see there on this mission, if we had failed to complete the mission, then we would lose one of our villager cards. But we succeeded, so that doesn't go off. And for succeeding in this mission, we get some persuasion. You can see over here, it shows that we either get 2 or 1 persuasion. And up there at the top right, that icon shows that this mission relates to the juror Hackett. So this means we can either gain 2 persuasion with Hackett or 1 persuasion on any of the other jurors. So I'm going to go ahead and give 2 to Hackett. He starts on 1, so he's now at 3 persuasion. So what's the purpose of persuasion? Well, next to each juror, we've selected 2 random conviction cards. At the end of the game, we need that juror's persuasion to be either equal or higher than their conviction. If we accomplish that, then the juror will side with us. They will declare our innocence in the witch trials. Now, that conviction deck is made up of numbers that go like this. There's 1 1, 2 2s, 3 3s, 3 4s, 2 5s, and 1 6. So the highest possible conviction is 11, and the lowest is 3. And there are special abilities amongst the witches that can possibly reveal those conviction cards, or swap them with other jurors, or do different things like that. But for right now, we just simply don't know what those cards are. Okay, this gets discarded. And now we have to deal with the aftermath of any challenges that we've failed to complete. And you can see here, this does have a failure condition, which is to gain a curse. And that's just going to go into our Coven discard pile. We now have a choice of whether or not we want to start the trial. If we start the trial, then that's basically, we're declaring the end of the game, and we're going to test the juror's persuasion against their conviction. Obviously, it's way too early to do that, so we're going to continue on. We now recover, which means that our hidden witches go into the discard pile, along with any curses. And our revealed witches go into jail. We now draw a hand of 5 cards, and we should have many less curses. All right, no curses. Excellent. We also are going to draw a new mission. Okay, we got Destroy the Insect Nest, and it shows here that we need 5 challenges. And there we go. Now we're ready for the next round where we can play witches, select a mission, play the rest of our witches, and then resolve the mission. Okay, I don't see any reason to play any of our witches before selecting a mission. And we have a lot of power here, so let's just go ahead and go for this Act 2 mission that just came out. So we're going to try to destroy the insect nest. We're going to flip over all of these. So we have a lot going on here. We have 2 things of plague rats. Each one of those will cause us to lose a villager card. Those villager cards have a certain number of villagers on them, and if you lose 5 or more villagers, that's another way that you can lose the game. So we do need to protect the villagers. We have another evil witch, but they're only a 1 power level, so we can probably take care of them. They just gain a curse. The cursed chicken is bad. You gain a curse on top of the deck. And they're a 4 power. We also have this angry mob. They basically make it so we can't complete the mission until we've destroyed the angry mob. I think we'll go ahead and play Michelle Sullivan on her hidden side. And that's going to let us discard a challenge from any one mission. Let's discard these cursed chickens. We don't like them. We now just need, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With 8 power, we could take care of everything except for 1 of the plague rats. And I think that's probably what we're going to end up doing. So let's play Mercy for her 2. And then we can play Pollyanna Lily. She has 2, but she's going to get +1 power for each other Lily in play. And so we have Mercy, so that's actually 3. So we have 3, 5, 7. Everyone's hidden. And 9. That'll be 9 power. We kept everyone hidden. And then Jocelyn here, her ability lets us draw 3 cards from the challenge deck, choose any number to discard, and then put them back on top in any order. Ooh, okay, so the Witch Elder, if we can defeat it, we could recruit a witch. But there's no negative for not defeating it, so we want to keep that on top. The Evil Witch we know is bad. That gives us a curse. The Wood Sprites we haven't seen yet. They basically give a +1 difficulty to all other challenges while they're in play. So I think we would definitely want to discard these 2. And we'll keep the Witch Elder on top. And then we'll do just what we said. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4 to complete the mission. And that feather symbol means that this mission was connected to Lynn. So we could give 4 persuasion to Lynn or 2 to any of the other 2 jurors. Obviously, we'll take the 4. So she's already at 5 persuasion. And now we have to deal with these plague rats. We're just going to lose a villager. Oh, and we lost 2 villagers there. That's unfortunate. That mission had a failure condition, so nothing happens. All of our witches were hidden, so they're going to go back into our Coven discard. And we could start the trial, but obviously we won't want to, so we just draw another mission. Okay, we got rescue those trapped in the jail. And if we succeed at this mission, we'll actually get to free someone from our jail. Right now, we just have Charlotte there. But it would be nice to get her back. And, oh, we need 5 challenges. We know what one of them is going to be. There's going to be 1 curse in here. Okay, so I think we're going to do something a little tricky here. I had to go back and read the language. It says to shuffle your Coven deck when you need to draw a card and the deck is empty. So we don't shuffle yet because we haven't needed to draw a card. That's going to be important because we're going to go ahead and play Liliana Sullivan. On her hidden side, she has 0 power, but she's going to let us search our recruit deck and choose one Sullivan to place on top of our Coven deck. Well, here's one Sullivan right there. Is that the only Sullivan? That is. Okay, so Liz Sullivan is the only Sullivan there. We're going to put her on top of our deck. And then we're going to shuffle the recruit pile. We'll play Jane Kent on her hidden side. She's going to be +2 power if we have no curses in our hand. Well, we currently have a curse in our hand, but Catherine Kent might help us with that. Her power is for each Kent in play, including her, we can discard a curse from our hand to the Coven discard pile. And then draw a card from the Coven deck to replace it. So there we go. Now we don't have a curse in our hand, so she's actually going to be worth 3 power. So right now we're at 4 power. And Elsie here is +1 power for each Sullivan, and we have, each other Sullivan. So we have 2 other Sullivans in play, so she's going to be worth 4. So that's 8 and 9. Or even all the way up to 13 if we reveal her. Okay, let's go ahead and play Elsie hidden. The other thing is if we play Liz on her hidden side, now we'll get to draw 3 cards from the deck. We'll get to add any Sullivans that we get. Actually, that seems good. Let's do that. Right now we have 3 Sullivans. We have to shuffle the deck. Okay. We're drawing 3 cards. Okay, curse. A Sullivan. Okay, and not a Sullivan. So we get to add Carol into our hand, and we can put these 2 back in any order. Yeah, let's just go ahead and play her hidden. How much power is that now? So that's 2, 3, +3 here. So that's 5. So that's 8, 9, 12. 12 power. Feels like we have to go for this now. 12 power. That would give us, it takes 7. That would give us 5 power to play with these 5 cards. Now, it's not a lot. There's probably going to be some bad things that happen, but that'd be 4 persuasion for Hackett if we did it. That would get him all the way to 7. Or we could play it safe and just deal with this and make sure that we easily take care of everything. Ooh, this is a big decision. I say let's risk it and let's try to rescue those trapped in the jail. We know that one of these challenges is that Elder Witch, which we could ignore and be fine. So I think we have a pretty good chance here. Oh, wow. Okay. We got extremely lucky here. So we actually have 2 Witch Elders, which, again, something only happens if we succeed to take them out, which would let us recruit a witch. We also have these 2 Familiars, which nothing bad happens if you ignore them. But if you do have enough power, you can capture them, and then they'll give you a special ability. And then we just have these Cursed Chickens. So we have 12 power, we need 7, so we have 5 to play with out here. We definitely want to take out the Cursed Chickens, I think. So that means with our 3, we could either get this Black Goat. That would let us at the start of each round uncover one of the challenge cards for any mission. That's pretty great. Or we could just recruit a witch, which also seems really great. You know, we haven't really lost a lot of witches. I think I'm going to do this Black Goat. So this will just be our familiar. We'll ignore all the rest of this. Nothing bad happens, and we will complete the mission. On a success, that's going to let us go through our jail and pick out one of the witches. We only have one there. So boom. Everyone's hidden, so they all come back. And we can have Hackett have 4 persuasion. We're going to keep going. We have gather medicine at the edge of the woods. Ooh, and on a success, this will let us remove a curse from our hand completely out of the coven deck. And that is a mission that will help us with Martha, who we haven't even persuaded at all yet. So that is tempting. Okay, so we can draw our hand of cards. Uh-oh. Looks like we're pretty weak this round. That could be trouble. Well, let's at least use our goat. This is a very simple mission. So we can use our goat to reveal one here. Oh no, a possessed. Ah, if we succeed in eliminating the possessed, then we can actually uncover one of Hackett's conviction cards. But if we fail, Hackett's going to lose a persuasion. So go from 7 to 6. Okay, I tell you what, let's play Josephine hidden. That'll let us uncover another challenge. Oh man, monstrous insects. If we fail that, which we will if we go to that mission, then each other mission gets an extra challenge card. Yikes. Well, this is not good. Well, we have to play Sabrina here. Nice and hidden. Now, we could play her revealed. Then we could reveal everything and remove one of those just to be on the safe side. I kind of want to do that. Okay, I'm going to do that. Okay, and it's a good thing I did. Now we can remove this, because that angry mob will keep us from being able to complete this mission. Now we can resolve. We're going to have to ignore those insects, but we can take out this possessed because we have 6 power. This means we can reveal one of Hackett's conviction cards, and this could be huge. Okay, 4. Ugh, that's tricky. That means we cannot be too comfortable with 7. Chances are it's 3 or less, but just barely. We're pretty much flipping a coin here at 7 persuasion. But we can take 2 persuasion on Martha. And because of these insects, we have to add 1 more challenge to each of the other missions. That's a bummer. Okay, so goes to jail. We're going to continue on. Okay, this is Face Baba Yaga in the Woods. This is our first Act 3 mission. And it has a not chosen special ability, which means that if we were to select either of the other 2 missions, then this would go off. And it says if there are 3 or fewer curse cards in the curse pile, then you lose the game. In other words, we have to do this mission next, or we'll lose the game. Wow. Oh no. Well, this is not great. Okay, well, I think there's no reason to play until we see what we're dealing with here. So let's just go ahead and choose this mission. And the black goat isn't going to... Oh, well, actually, we could use the black goat to uncover something else over here. Yeah, sure, why not? So now we're selecting this mission. Oh, man. I mean, I think we need as much power as we can get. So, we're going to reveal Pollyanna. That's going to be +2 power for each other Lily. So this is going to be 4 power. We're also going to play Mercy. Revealed. It's 1 less power, but she's going to let us draw 2 cards, 1 for each Lily, from the recruitment deck, and pick 1 to add to our hand. Oh, look at Genevieve Roberts here. +1 or +2 power for each curse in your hand. We have 2 curses. Oh, that could save us. She could be power 6 if we reveal her. Yeah, I think we have to choose her. She's going into our hand. Shuffle her back in. Yep, she's coming out. So that's 6, 4, 10, 11 power. And then we'll just have her stay hidden. She can remove one of these challenges. I'd be worried about getting another curse. More so than the other things. Okay, so with 11 power, that would give us 4 to play with if we want to complete this mission, which I think we definitely do. Unfortunately, 4 to play with is not a lot. Only lets us remove 1 of these cards. And I think we can't lose 2 more villager cards because we've already lost 2 villagers. So we'll do that, and then we'll complete this mission. That'll be 5 persuasion from Martha. That gets her to 8. That's pretty good. But there's consequences. The wild boar is going to take out Michelle. For these plague rats, we lose another villager. Okay, it's 1. So that's 3 villagers lost. And then the insects are going to add another challenge. Got to shuffle the deck. Okay, so we're at 7 challenges over here. Oh my god. All of our witches are going to jail. And I think we have to keep going. We could call the trial right now, and it's possible that we could get lucky. Martha at 8, that could be a win. And Hackett at 7, kind of a coin flip. Lynn at 5, we would definitely need to be lucky. Now let's keep going and see if we can't complete 1 more mission. Face the scarecrow in the old field. Okay, wow. So if we don't choose this mission this time, then we'll put a extra challenge in each mission. I think we're going to have to go for the scarecrow. Now it's only 5, but if we could complete it, that would be 5 persuasion to Lynn, and that might be enough to get us over the edge. All right, let's see how we do. Okay, good start. Oh no. Oh no. Ooh. Black Goat's not going to help us too much. I do think we have to choose this. So let's just go ahead and reveal. Ooh, we might have gotten away with this. Okay, Josephine here revealed. It says to choose a challenge on a mission, discard that challenge, and increase her power by the power rating on that challenge card. So those cursed chickens, that's going to make her 4. I'll even put them here so we can remember. And with her, we can just discard one of the challenges. I don't think we want to lose another villager. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by making her hidden. So that means we have enough to get rid of that cursed chicken. We can complete the mission. That's going to be 5 for Lynn. That gets her to 10. Now, we could do 3 on, like, Hackett or something, but I think that's better. So now we have 8, 10, and 7. That's pretty good. We're going to gain a curse. And we just ignore the Elder Witches. And honestly, I think that's as far as we can go. I don't think that we can survive another round here. We just have too many curses. 3 villagers already dead. We have a lot of witches in jail. We got to go straight to the trial. And this is simple. We just reveal their hidden conviction cards and see if we manage to persuade them to our side. Oh, with Hackett, we got screwed. He's at an 8. And we're only at a 7. So Hackett was not convinced. He's going to vote against us. Okay, let's see Lynn. We have a really good chance here. Wow. So a 5 and a 5. That's 10. We equaled it, which means we succeed. She's going to vote for us. And 10 and an 8 conviction. That is unlucky. But it means that there are no more 5s in that deck. There's 1 6 and 1 4. But chances are we have Martha. Okay, there's the 4. As long as that last card isn't a 6. There is 1 card in the deck that could stop us here. If it's a 6, we lose. If it's a 3 or less, we win. Yes! That's 7. We have 8. So there you go. We've convinced 2 of the jurors on our side. We were 1 away from Hackett. I can't believe it. And you can look in the book here. It shows that if you've convinced 2 jurors, then you are not guilty, and that's considered a draw. Your valiant efforts against the threats to the village convinced 2 of the jurors to reluctantly rule in your favor. The witches have been released from jail, but you all are still considered outcasts within the community. If we had managed all 3 jurors, then we would have been totally innocent. Your victory over the threats of the village convinced all the jurors of your righteousness. Your coven has been welcomed into the village. And then 1 or 0 are considered losses. And then obviously there's a bunch of ways for the game to end without you going to trial. So for instance, if you fail 2 missions, we didn't see that. We never failed a mission. But if you fail a mission, you flip it over. You don't draw another one. And then for the rest of the game, you only have 2 to choose from. And then if you fail a second mission, you just straight up lose the game. The other way you can lose the game is if you have 5 or more villagers that are killed. We lost 3 villagers. Also, if you're told to draw a curse and all the curses are already gone, you can lose that way. And if you draw a new hand and you have no witches left in your hand. So either you draw all curses or you just don't have enough witches to draw to make a coven. And then, of course, some card effects can cause you to lose, which is what we saw there. We had to do that 1 mission because if we didn't, we would lose. So there's a ton of ways to lose the game. We didn't get a full victory, but at least we managed to get all of our witches out of jail, and our coven is still around, even if we are outcasts in the village. But there you go. That was a complete play of Witchcraft. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.